This is not a flattering angle at all. Ooh. Ugh. Hi, hey, hello everyone. How are we doing? I am very tired, big surprise. This is just me re-recording the introduction to this video because the original audio sounded like garbage. Yeah, that's a very simple explanation. I'm now going to hand over to myself in the past, from my point of view, which will always be the past, now. I'm going to hand myself over to myself and start the Q&A section with our very first question, which is, in general, what are your top 5 anime series? There's some very obvious ones on there. Dragon Ball Z is one of the earliest anime that I remember watching and loving. Higarashi is obviously an important one. It's had a very big impact on my life now, as well as reintroducing me to the anime genre in my late teens. My Hero Academia certainly has left an impact on me. I've never been disappointed in the series. You know, this is gonna sound really dumb, but I do unironically love the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I really kinda do, and the more I thought about it, it's like, yeah, it's dumb, yeah, it's silly, but I kinda love it for that. And I suppose to end it off, a series I only watched a couple of months back, Love is War. I marathoned the first 2 seasons over the course of a weekend. I fell in love with literally every character, and the fact that I'm still thinking about it, like all these months later, I think really says something about the show and the impact it left on me. What are some things on your bucket list? I had this question, I think, in like the very first Q&A, but in all fair dues, things might have changed since then. I can't even remember what I said that first time round. A lot of my bucket list stuff is more sort of just like basic things. I don't have bigger goal kind of things, at the moment at least. I'd love a house of my own, you know? That'd be nice. Girlfriend would be nice. Someone who loves me would be nice. I can't really think of anything else other than that, frankly. Is this how I discover I'm the most boring person in existence? If you could collab with another YouTuber, who would it be? I've been a big fan of the Yogscast for, well, a decade now actually. It would be an absolute honour to play a game with literally any of them. What is your biggest novelty item, and does it relate to any fandoms? I don't really buy novelty items for the sake of just, oh hey, here's a purple hammer. That was the first thing I could think of, what? I don't just buy random stuff for the sake of it. I usually buy something because I want it, which I guess is the reason you buy novelty items anyway. I suppose the coolest thing I do own is, and I've actually got footage of it because I showed it to some friends recently, I've got a remote control K9 from 2006, I want to say. K9 from Doctor Who, obviously. K9? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I turned up the wrong one.
System restarted. All primary drives functioning.
Power! Yes! He's a noisy little beggar, isn't he? So how you doing, K9?
Master rebuilt me. My systems are much improved with new undetectable hyperlink facilities.
Is everything working at full capacity?
Confirmation of analysis.
You're a good dog, K9.
Affirmative, Master. Maximum defense mode.
Sort of going from that into a collection of Doctor Who questions. Do you collect Doctor Who figures? I used to, when I was younger. I stopped around about 2010, 2011. I'm more interested in like the prop screwdriver kind of things. Hottest Doctor Who companion? That is a trick question. If you put literally any companion in an oven, they'll all heat up eventually.
What an odd thing to say.
I mean, don't get me wrong, while pretty much every companion has been pretty in their own right, I've never exactly looked at one and gone, oh, hello there, kind of. I don't know, it's weird. I've honestly never really thought about it. Ooh, no, actually, here's the real answer. The hottest Doctor Who companion? Chameleon. Because that bugger can become whatever you want. That is the correct answer. Favourite Doctor Who Big Finish story? Infamy of the Zaros definitely comes to mind. That was one of the first ones I listened to at the beginning of lockdown. And it was like I was transported back to 2006. It felt like a lost Series 2 episode. A couple other favourites that I like, Chimes of Midnight, Zagreus, Master, that was really good. Terror of the Master, read by John Coleshaw. Oh, what was it called again? The Invention of Death. The Invention of Death is very good. Have you ever considered getting a second editor for the channel? There have been a couple of times where I've given videos to... where I've outsourced videos to other people. And don't get me wrong, they did really well with what I needed at the time. But the main reason I don't bring on a editor, or a second editor, is because I'm far too much of a perfectionist. And I've had people message me in the past being like, oh hey, I can edit stuff for you, and I do appreciate it, but the answer will always be no, unless I specifically go to someone and say, look, can you do this for me? So please don't message me asking if you can be a second editor. This isn't an open invitation. I'm going to say no. Return to monkey or evolve to crab? Are we really evolving towards crabs? I don't know, I wouldn't want to be a crab. Things were simpler when we were monkeys, I guess. And a tail's handy. You know what, maybe returning to monkey is the best thing we could probably do. Higarashi questions. Favourite part of the Higarashi retrospective? That's a very good question. I don't know. Ironically enough, I had a lot of fun doing the time-wasting retrospective. Particularly the Akasaka Japanese police sketch thing. It could have been better if I actually had a dedicated cameraman to help with shots and stuff. It could have been a lot more dynamic, but obviously because that was very early days of COVID restrictions and stuff, I couldn't get a cameraman. So making do with what I had, it honestly came out a lot better than I expected it to. I would also say I'm actually very proud of the glitch segments. There are areas where it could have been improved. Like, if I didn't stop at the point that I did, I would still probably be working on it, and that's not what you want. Why is Renna best girl? Because... Because of the wonderful things she does? How has working on and the relative success of the Higarashi retrospective affected your life? Not as much as you might think. Obviously I've gotten a load of subscribers from it, obviously it's where a lot of my viewership is coming from and going to. But it's not like I'm walking down the street and someone recognises me from the videos, thank God, because who knows what I would do if that actually happened. I'd just collapse in on myself. I mean, I suppose the biggest thing to come out of it is actually being asked to voice Keiichi in Higarashi Abridged. They wouldn't have found me if it wasn't for the retrospective. I wouldn't be talking to people in a whole other freaking country if I didn't. Speaking of Higarashi Abridged, what was it like working on Higarashi Abridged? Honestly, I've had an absolute whale of a time with it. It is a shame that the first episode got blocked on YouTube, but you can find it on the Studio Weeb Facebook page as well as on Dailymotion, I believe. But yes, it has been a lot of fun, and I hope I get to work with them more in the future, honestly, because they are a wonderful group of people. Have you ever thought about reaching out to other Higarashi content creators for some projects? Honestly, no. No! I don't know where I stand in regards to the bigger Higarashi YouTuber content creator circles. I feel like I'm very low tier, honestly. I feel like if bigger people in the community sort of like found found my stuff and watched it, they'd be like, what is this fucking idiot talking about? That's what it feels like. And even then, I struggle to start conversations with people, particularly if I want something, because then I feel guilty for wanting something. So, no, I'm not going to incite that. What is your favourite project you've worked on? I had a lot of fun with the second pilot for Yu-Gi-Oh! Lads. It took a while to edit it all together and release it, but it was honestly a lot of fun, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm working on a series with Bearded Karibo at the minute, and a couple of other friends, and that's honestly been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to show you guys what that's all about. I have very fond memories of the Pointy Man sketch from whichever Ambassador's special that was. I think at the end of the day, the real thing to look at it is that, like, working with other people is fun. I think it will be a lot of fun to make something with people again, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. Have you ever had any big video ideas that you've given up on, and why? Would you ever return to those ideas in the future? I mean, if you've followed the channel for a couple of years, the answer will be obvious. Invasion from the Other Dimension. It was far too ambitious of a project to try and tackle at that point in my YouTube career, in like where I was as a person. It was ridiculously ambitious. It went through so many different rewrites and iterations over the years, and eventually I kind of just got to the point where it's like, I guess I've outgrown this? As to whether I would return to those ideas in the future, I don't know. I don't think so. The Invasion story is a product of its time, and it was fun while it lasted, but I do think I've moved on. And finally, what video project would you love to make regardless of time, money, and production? I'm working on something. I'm currently rewriting, actually, it's in its second draft, a series, well, a pilot, that will hopefully lead to a series that I do want to make with friends. And of all the stories that I've wanted to tell over the years, you know, Invasion, Shadow of Humanity, that weird pirate one, this one feels the most doable. I feel like this one can work, and I certainly want to give it a damn good try. This time last year I wrote the first draft of it. I sent it out to a couple of trusted friends. They enjoyed it, they gave me some very good criticism, and I have made changes to it. I've let it lie for a couple of months while I've worked on the Bonds Beyond Time review, the Higarashi retrospective, and going into this Christmas season, I do want to try and finish that rewrite. I do think this could work. I've shared the idea with a couple of people, and they all seem very interested in it, because I think it is. I think this could honestly be something good. And if it doesn't work, then God knows what I'm going to do, frankly. Yeah, I guess that's it. I didn't have a plan for the ending. I'll see you next time. Hope everyone stays safe, look after each other, wear a mask, wash your hands, get vaccinated. Do all those wonderful things. Keep being wonderful. Keep being you. I've had a full drink this whole time and I haven't had a single sip. Oh, that's nice actually.